Hi, this is English 9A, Credit 1, Lesson 3. This is the part of your packet where you will do the mastery check, which is an embedded quiz within the packet. You will have to go back to your notes and the text that we read to help you answer the questions. And so I'm going to read the questions for you, help you on a couple of them, and explain what I expect from you. So, 1. The story suggests that all of the TV reporters use Azucena as a symbol of A. Dignity, B. Compassion, C. Hope, D. Mortality. And so you'll pick one of those answers, but you also have to provide explanation and evidence from either the story or your notes. It can be a quote, it can be your own words of why you chose that answer, but it cannot be just lines 1 through 2 or page 30. You need to have a clear explanation. So number 2, as a professional, Rolf has a reputation for all of the following except A. Taking unnecessary risks, B. Remaining calm when others were panicking, C. Getting emotionally involved with his subjects, D. Doing live on-screen news reports. So again, choose your answer, provide an explanation, and then you can move on. Number 3, during his first few hours at the scene of the disaster, Rolf focuses on A. Getting to know Azucena, B. Serving as many people as he possibly can, C. Reporting to Azucena's stories to the TV viewers, or D. Trying to free Azucena. I'm going to help you out with this one. So he does try to get to know her, but not in the first few hours. So we're going to cross that one out. And then for B, he doesn't help, he doesn't serve as many people as he possibly can. He's really focused on her. And so you have C or D. Was he reporting Azucena's story to the TV viewers, or was he trying to free her? And in those first few hours, yes, he was a reporter and there was a camera on him, but that wasn't what he was mainly trying to do. He was trying all different types of techniques to try to free her. So we're going to choose D as the answer. Okay, and then I also have to provide evidence. So from that story, in there, he does a lot of things. He tries to throw her rope, he tries to dig her out, but he really truly believes that he can save her from the mud. So that's the explanation I'm going to put. He truly believes he can save her and then I'm going to put by trying to dig her out. And pulling her by rope. Now that doesn't have to be your answer, but it's just an example and you can choose to use it if you want. If we go to, so 4 through 6 are a little bit different. It's going to ask you a question and you need to give explanation or evidence. It needs to be a couple sentences, okay? And so my suggestion is to go back into the story and pull out quotes and pull out evidence that help you with your answer. So, number 4, what happens to cause the avalanche of clay, stones, and water that trapped the little girl? That's, in the first half of the story, so you can go back to that. 5, what is Rolf's job? How does he arrive at the accident scene so quickly? It also talks about that in the beginning, how he has certain resources to get him there quicker. Number 6, where does the narrator spend most of her time while Rolf is with Azucena? Remember, the narrator, the person telling the story, is romantically involved with Rolf. And at first she's watching him, I'm assuming, at her house, and she ends up going to his broadcasting station to feel closer and to have more updates. So go ahead and pull quotes or evidence from the story that explain that. Now, this whole section is worth 20 points, but it's not the rest of your mastery check. So we're going to move on. Once you're done with that, we're going to move on to the next portion. Okay, so this page is worth 5 points. You're going to go back through the story and fill in the chart below with the examples from the text. Identify at least 3 key points in which support the central idea listed below, and add details which describe the key point. The first one is completed for you. So, the central idea is in this dark gray box. Due to his interactions with Azucena, Rolf Karl undergoes many personal changes. Take the time to really find these key points, because this is going to help you later on in your performance task. Okay, so the first key point they give you is right here. Rolf had completely forgotten the camera. It also gives you where they found that specific quote or key point. So my suggestion is to find a quote or evidence for your key point, explaining how Rolf undergoes many personal changes. Then it gives the detail. So why does this key point connect to the central idea? Okay, so it gives the detail. Rolf stopped thinking of Azucena as a news item to report, and he began to see her as an actual person in need of help. So go ahead back and find your quotes. Give me a reason why you chose that quote. And then at the bottom, you need to summarize how Rolf changed due to his encounter with Azucena. Okay? And so this page is worth 5 points. I do suggest that you take your time on this. And then once you are done, you can move on. The extended response portion is worth 10 points. Okay? And so up here in this darker gray box, how does the author Isabel Allende use descriptive language? So that's your hearing, your sight, taste, touch, your 5 senses, to create a narrative which engages the reader. Consider the way in which she appeals to the 5 senses. So this needs to be at least 1 full paragraph in length. It needs to give 2 examples of descriptive language and use proper punctuation and capitalization. If you do that, a full paragraph with those points, you will get the 10 points. This is the vocabulary portion of your mastery check. And so I said it in previous videos to go back to your glossary, which is one of your first pages in your packet. And these bolded words are there. And so each sentence below has a bolded word. Use the definition of each of those words provided for you in the story and in the glossary at the beginning of this credit to answer each of the following questions. So, with number 1, a catalysm is in the form of a volcano erupts in the story and of a clay we are created. Describe 2 other forms of catalysm that may occur in the world. So what you need to do is you need to find out what that word means by using the glossary in the front, and then explain or describe 2 other forms of what that is that may occur in the world. Okay, so use that glossary page to fill out your mastery check. This page is worth 5 points. And once you are done with that, then you are done with your mastery check.